Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Friday the 5th of December. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, looking at the euro dollar, and as you see yesterday, we managed a pretty big up day, making back the gains at one stage of the previous 2 days' losses, but then giving back half and closing pretty much within inside the previous bar's range. Now, the excitement about this was really Draghi's speech, where they're not going to really do anything till next year, which probably not a massive surprise. But why the euro rallied quite so much, goodness knows, it could well be in a bit of a short covering rally, sort of triggered as part of that move. Now we've sold off. As I say, yesterday we ended up selling off half of its gains, and now it's consolidating. As I said, it's questionable why it made the gains in the first place in real terms, and we could see it break down lower. At the moment, though, I've got really little in the way of signals here in terms of, or clarity, should I say, here. It might sort itself out. I mean, it really depends on which way it breaks here. It's in this sort of tight zone that we're looking at here. Whoops. It's a little wedge pattern. Perhaps this morning it will break out and give us a bit more of a clue. But at the moment, as I say, it's not at all clear in terms of trend. The bigger the trend has been down. I prefer to be playing towards the short side. But do realise that in this market you've got to be taking whatever comes towards us. So I'll keep an open mind. Looking at the pound dollar, you need a massively open mind here. It's not really moved anywhere in the last few weeks now. We're in a very tight range here overall. Yesterday was no exception. We've even on a shorter time frame, we're sort of sitting there pretty range bound, and I'd like to see it come out of this range one way or the other. I mean, if it breaks to the downside, that's fine. We've got some lows to go for, or if we start seeing some movement to the upside, well, perhaps we'll be looking back towards those highs, and maybe this time a break to the upside. But at the moment, it's been consolidating for such a long time here. It's becoming a bit difficult to work which way we're going here. So we're really just looking at this sort of alley chart, looking maybe for the break of the lows here, or we've got this sort of descending trend line here. It's rather steep. I don't trust it. It's like I said yesterday with the wedge pattern we were in. You've got to be careful when it breaks. Eventually it broke, but just went really back to the prior highs there. And it might just do exactly the same if it was to break to the upside here. So not looking particularly great at the moment. It may be a case of waiting for it to shape up a little bit. Of course, we've got the non-farms out later on today, but as I say, I'm aware of these markets now. The dollar yen, it's pushed up some more. We hit the 120 area yesterday, which I suspected might do. Again, no shortage whippiness in the movements. The actual daily ranges have dropped off quite considerably on the dollar yen as we're pushing up to these highs here. It's in quite a mess as we look at it here. Again, not easy to read, and almost need to wait until it makes a bit of a move before we can take a move or take a position. As I keep on saying with the dollar yen, I do not like being on the short side of it. I would prefer to be on the long side. So I'll just wait for retraces. Have a look at the Aussie dollar briefly, although it's another that's well, actually the good thing with the Aussie dollar is it's just been selling off, and there is a chance we may even yet get down to the 80 level. Yesterday was no real difference. It didn't see any the sort of surge we saw in the euro wasn't really quite the same with the Aussie dollar, and it's just been making lower lows and lower highs as we've been running through there. again, short term is just consolidating, and this well, it's intermediate term. Nothing significantly set up yet. I was really sort of looking now. You've got this sort of again, it's pinch between this sort of relatively tight range here, and perhaps if we see a break from this, it may give us a bit of a clue. But it just with the dollar yen, I really prefer at the moment on the Aussie dollar really be on the short side a lot of the time. So we'll see how this pans out this morning. So lots of indecision in the market for me at the moment. I need to see some direction to perhaps take some trades this morning. Of course, as I said, we've got non-farm payrolls later, so I'll be watching closely for those as well and see what comes out. And maybe it'll be a light trading day today. Okay, wish you a great one. Bye for now.